Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can see the title, in this video I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't buy in local markets here in Mexico if you're new to Mexico or if you don't speak Spanish. Yes, I have done many videos where I showed you the local market and I showed you how I buy flowers and fruits and vegetables for any festivals that I have or that we have here in Querétaro or in Mexico. But the reason I will give you the reasons why I'm telling you not to buy from the local markets here. Okay, so this is mainly for the people who are new to Mexico or who don't speak Spanish, because I'm sure many others who have been living here for a long time, maybe you like shopping in the local market. But personally, though it has been 12 years here in Mexico, I personally don't like going to the local market or buying things, and I will tell you the reasons. Please don't take this video in a wrong way. Listen to all the reasonings that I'm giving you and let me know in the comments that if you agree with those points or if you disagree with those points. But I hope you will be kind with your comments. So without wasting any time, let's get into the video. So the first point that I feel, the reason that I don't like the local markets is because the prices are not displayed in those places on the fruits or vegetables. Like when you go to a supermarket, the prices are displayed for the onions, tomatoes, banana, all the prices are given there, and it's up to you whether you want to buy it or not, because depending on the prices you can choose whether to buy or not. But when you go to these local markets, you're very confused because most of them they don't display prices. Maybe one or two vendors they have prices written there, but otherwise most of the vendors don't keep the prices for the fruits and vegetables, and then you have to keep asking for the price of each item. So I think if you're new to Mexico or if you don't speak the language, it's very tiring to keep asking the price of each one. You're not comfortable, especially me. I'm not comfortable to keep asking the prices of each and every item, like ask first onions, then tomatoes, then potatoes. So it gets really tiring. So that's one thing which I don't like, because sometimes when I after I buy and when I tell them to give me the total price, they give me a huge amount and I feel there's no much difference in the prices in supermarket and here in the local market. So that way I feel it should be more friendly, like people should have, the vendors should have the prices written, because otherwise there's no point going to a local market and buying things from there if the prices are similar to the supermarket. In supermarkets, especially for example Walmart or Chedraui, they have some days when they have discount on vegetables and fruits. For example, Walmart on Tuesdays they have discount on their items, so you might get vegetables at a reasonable price in Walmart than in a local market. So when I compare, I feel sometimes the prices are equal to the supermarket. So what's the point going all the way and getting the vegetables from the local market? Okay, so that's one of the reasons that the prices are not displayed on the vegetables or fruits in these local markets. The next point is you need to know Spanish. If you're going to these local markets, don't expect that they would speak to you in English, because of course most of the vendors there are typical Mexicans, and they might have not gone to school, or maybe they don't like English, so most of them speak only Spanish. So if you're someone who are new to Mexico and you have no knowledge about Spanish, I would say it's better to go to supermarkets to buy fruits and vegetables than to go to a local market, because it's not going to be helpful, because unless you know how to ask for the price or how to communicate with them in Spanish, there's no point going to a local market. So if you're new to Mexico, it's better you go to supermarket. The next point that I don't like about these local markets is most of the time these vendors, they pick the vegetables or fruits for you, because they have everything set in a particular manner. When you ask them to give onions, it's they who go and pick the onions for you. They don't let you, I mean, it's not that they don't let you, but the moment you ask for onions, they will ask you how many you want and they start picking it for you. Or for apples, so that way what happens is sometimes they mix and match things which are not good. Many times it has happened to me that I take apples from these local market, and when I come home I see that at some places the apple is not good, or it has a patch, or it's rotten. So in supermarkets that's not the case. We go, we pick up, you can carefully look at each fruit and then pick them up. But in these local markets, vendors usually pick the vegetables or fruits for you. And I mean, you can tell them that I would do it, but they are so busy that they just come and pick the fruits and vegetables for you, and that way they try to sell things which are little not fresh. And the next most important thing is most of these vendors don't use calculators, and they just give prices whatever comes to their mind. Like, for example, recently I had been to a market, and after buying 4 to 5 items, I asked them how much it was, and he told me it's 121 pesos. And after that, my eyes went on these beetroot, and I asked him to give me half kg of beetroot. But when I went to see, it wasn't fresh, so I told him it's okay, I'm not taking the beetroot. So I asked him what is the total. So at that time he told me the total is 145 pesos, and I was like, no, you told me 121 pesos. And then he recollected and he said, oh yeah, it's 121. And he took 121 pesos from me. So most of the times they don't use calculator, they just give a price, total price, vaguely. I mean, unless you are very good at maths, especially in Spanish numbers, it's not easy for you to calculate in your mind, because usually they give the calculation in the mind. For example, 40 pesos, 60 pesos, and then they make the calculation. And being an Indian, I cannot calculate these prices in Spanish that quickly, so I just blindly trust them, and whatever total price they give me, I pay. So that way I felt that it's not correct. Either you have a calculator with you, or they should use a calculator and show you how much it is, because otherwise it's very confusing at the end. And the next most important thing is the prices vary according to people. Most of these vendors change the prices. They don't have any fixed price. Sometimes they see that you are a foreigner and they just increase the price, or sometimes they give a lesser price to their people who regularly come to them, or local Mexicans, they give a different price, and for foreigners they give a different price. Since the prices are not displayed, they just give prices whatever comes to their mind. And since you have gone all the way there, you end up buying for whatever price they give. So I feel that the prices that they give is not equal for everybody who goes to the market. So these are some of the main points that I feel that one should not go to the local market to buy fruits and vegetables if you're new to Mexico. And apart from these, I have also other reasons. For example, most of these markets don't have parking spaces. The parking spaces are full all the time, because they have these big vendors, or these shop owners who come to the market to buy things in bulk. So they, most of the time, the parking space is full. You won't get any parking space close to the market. You might have to park it little away, and then you have to walk all the way in the market with those bags. It's usually very heavy. Like, for example, when I go to the market, I don't like going alone, because the bags are so heavy. I need somebody with me, like my husband or my kid, to help me carry things, because as I said, the parking space is away. You have to walk all the way in the market with these huge bags of vegetables and fruits. So that's one reason that I feel supermarket is easier, because they have these carts and you can carry these vegetables around and only get them billed at the end. And another thing is, most of these local markets only accept cash. They don't accept cards. Even if they accept cards, they might charge you extra, or they might not be reliable. So it's mostly through cash that the transaction happens. So you need to take cash with you when you're going to these local. And another thing is, you need a lot of time and patience when you go to these markets. So you just cannot go on a weekday. It's better to go on a weekend when you have a lot of time, because as I said, the parking is somewhere else. You have to walk a lot inside these market, and then you have to go around to each vendor, and everything is not in one place like a supermarket. No, they have different vendors for different things, so you need to walk around. So for that you need a lot of time and patience. And in our case, my husband and kids, they just just don't have the patience to go to a market. They tell me it's better to buy in supermarket than walking in the local market. And if you're new to Mexico, there is also a fear of pickpockets. Well, personally, I never had any problem with that, but I have heard that there is a lot of problem of pickpockets in such local markets. So you need to be careful about that. And the last and the most important thing, if you are a vegetarian, then you might not like going to these local markets because they sell meat and fish also in these markets. Most of these markets, in one place they would sell vegetables and fruits, and in another place they might sell meat and fish. So sometimes if you miss a lane, you might have to go through these lanes where they sell meat and fish, and as a vegetarian you might not like the sight or the smell as well. So that's one thing that you need to be careful, that if you are a vegetarian, it's better to go to a supermarket than these local markets. So these are some of my points about the local markets. Do let me know if you agree with these points and if you had any such experience. And if you like the video, don't forget to give it a like and share it with your friends. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care. Bye.